Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Playlist, your favorite entertainment show sponsored by EJ Investments. My guest today is Omid Sekou Wisdom, or Omid Wisdom. He's a Gambian artist, a hip-hop artist for that matter. Stay with us, let's find out why Omid has been away for a while and what he has in store for you out there. It's The Playlist, your favorite entertainment show.
Have you ever loved somebody more than you love yourself? Has somebody ever loved you more than they love themselves? Put up with all your issues at the expense of themselves. When everybody diss you, they still seeing you the best. When the world puts you to the test and you under a lot of stress, struggling with yourself, and the only one to help is the same person that hurts, the same person that's worth the same blessing you search from everybody else. You don't really doubt it, but you think you feel the urge to prove that you got it, getting caught up in the worst. Control, you think you about it, never had it in the first. Controlling how you hide it, going deeper in the dirt. And the lies multiply themselves, and you wind up in the web, struggling with yourself. And the only one to help is the same person you hurt, the same person that's worth the same essence you search from everybody else. Black love.
Hey Omid, welcome to The Playlist.
Thank you very much.
It's been a while. Where have you been?
I've been everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. So first off, let's begin with you telling the viewers out there who Omid Wisdom is.
Omid Wisdom is, well, first and foremost, an artist and an advertising consultant, an entrepreneur, and the list goes on. But for those who know me as an artist, I believe the show is for them.
Okay.
So Omid the artist is an Afro swing artist, is a hip hop / dance hall artist. I started off as a hip hop artist, and obviously just like fashion evolves, I evolved and adopted a lot of Afro swing to my music. I like dance hall, and dance hall has the same roots with hip hop. As in hip hop actually comes from a dance hall background, you understand? So I just took it a step further and went back to the roots. And the roots of hip hop and dance hall is in Africa. It's the Afro. So all I did was connect the roots right back to the origins and just, free flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, many people do ask me questions like, is Omid a Gambian? And is Omid Muslim? I mean, what would you say to them?
Omid is definitely Gambian.
100%.
No.
Okay.
My father is Gambian. My mother is originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Okay.
Raised in Belgium. So I am actually a melting pot. I'm a mixture of like a lot of things. I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. I grew up partly in Nigeria. Spent some time in Johannesburg, Dakar. So I'm more of a pan-Africanist sort of. I come from a diplomatic family.
Okay.
My grandfather was en français on dit, in French you say premier conseiller. In English you would say sort of like ambassador
Okay.
of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Belgium.
Okay.
So I traveled a lot as a diplomatic child. But yeah, my father is Gambian and this is home. This is where the heart is, yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your previous days as an artist. You were in a group of MCs called La Cosa Nostra.
Yeah.
First off, what does La Cosa Nostra mean? And how long have you been in this group?
La Cosa Nostra was one of the first serious journeys into the music world with a group of young MCs at the time, some which are doing very well in the music industry right now, such as Killer Ace, such as G, such as Smoke Doctor, who doesn't really do music as much anymore. But he actually formed the crew La Cosa Nostra alongside myself.
Okay.
We started off in 2005, 6-ish. But it was just something we did because we loved the art, understand? We had a song, Ghetto Noir, that actually made it to MTV. At the time, I was like 19.
Wow.
So one of my very first serious collabos made it to MTV made it to Channel O, made it to, BBC and all this
Oh,
kind of stuff.
congratulations.
Yeah, like people that we know were calling in like, yo, I saw you on MTV, I saw you on Channel O. So at the time it was like, all right, I love the music. And if you get on the first collabo and then it goes that far, shouts to Leonard Gray Johnson, who actually connected some of those links to make that happen
Wow.
at the time
Shouts to her.
in South Africa, yeah. And I was like, you know what, I think I can do this. If these people can actually approve of this and, push it out there. But then at the time, music was something I was just beginning to learn deeply. And the music industry is a complex world. Don't sit there just so, without knowing exactly what your steps are. So from La Costa Nostra till now, it's just been growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So has music always been a passion, or is it something that you've just seen your friends doing it and you
No.
just tagged along?
No, music has actually been a passion because I have a gift of writing. That's one of the gifts that I have. I'm a very good writer. For those who know me, who follow my music, I've won several awards with, let's say, poetry, for example. There's a poetry award that I won in 2016 with the African Poetry Book Fund based in Canada. And they had this competition here in the Gambia with a lot of contestants, and I took first in the whole Gambia. I did another competition for our sister from the UK, Tanaya, and she had the what's the name of the? Well, she had this company, so many companies out there. But it was a strong company at the time, and they had a poetry competition thing. But that was more like a spoken word.
Okay.
Because it was spoken. The other
So
one
then
was
you
poetry.
decided to take your music from that poetry, spoken word, to infusing bit to it, and started doing music.
No, actually, the journey has been a bit more complex than that.
Okay. Take us through the journey then.
This is exactly why I'm answering in this manner. So let's go back to me winning this competition and connecting it to being a writer growing up. I used to be, when I was younger, I was in class, and I had instances where the teacher would be teaching and I would be writing rhymes. You understand? I was in Marina International School, and then I had the same attitude when I moved on to Laos. We formed a group with some boys called the G's, Young G's. And this is where my passion for music really developed in the 7th and 8th grade. By the time I started understanding music as a young person, smoking a lot of weed, obviously. I've always been inspired to do music from 7th to the 8th grade. And this continued until La Cosa Nostra.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the current situation of the music scene here in the Gambia. How do you find it? And also, we've seen the hype is more centered more on young artists here in the Gambia. It looks like a majority of the artists that were singing back in the days are more reserved now. I mean, how do you see the industry, and how do you see yourself as an artist in it?
I mean, from my own point of view, there is a demographic that has to deal with age, an age group. For example, when I started music professionally in 2012, that's when I started moving into really the music industry and moving towards the music business, not just doing something because I loved it. Understand? And the demographics at the time, from the age of, let's say, 14, 15 to, let's say, maybe 22, 23, like what is happening right now, those people have a lot of time in their hands. You understand? So obviously some of the young artists that are on the scene right now have this group of people who were young like them, who came up the same school, the same groups or whatever, and they have a lot of time to go out and support their peers.
So are you saying back then, I mean, you didn't have much time
Back
on you,
then-
and then the groups that, I mean, because it's like a generation. You had your generation back then.
It's actually, generation is a strange word. We are the same generation. Them
Yeah,
and
yeah,
us,
we are the same
we're
generation,
they're very
that's true.
much the same generation.
Yeah.
Because I'm in my 30s. You understand? I'm in my early 30s. But when the music started, it was a momentum building. Like we created the cipher, for example, and really pushed for certain platforms to be what they are today. You understand? But then at the time, a lot of people weren't really interested in Gambian music as they are now. So we kind of set the momentum for that interest. Understand? So the way the young people come out now in their numbers to support at the time, they were not coming out in numbers as much. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the difference.
Okay.
That is why
So basically, you guys set the pace
we were
to
part.
make it
we were
to make
part.
it easy for part
Yeah,
of the
definitely.
people
We're
that set the
part,
pace.
yes, of the people that set the pace to make
great.
it a lot easier. Because most of the young artists who came off the cipher,
Yeah.
you understand, perfect example of people that we put up there.
Great.
Because the cipher was something that actually came from the La Costa Nostra brains. Understand, and that's just an example. There's other things that we have done, but right about now, where I see the music industry, it's evolving and it's growing. Gambian music, actually the fans really make Gambian music relevant to the rest of the world. But there's this Senegambian thing that we've had for such a long time that needs to break. And I'm actually one of the artists that is moving towards breaking that. I just came from Sierra Leone not too long. I had a show with Cardinello and Ron Town and them, understand? And my kind of music is worldwide, and it has a lot of African appeal, considering that I speak French. I do music in French, in English, and I just have this.
Can you speak the language, like the Congo language? I don't know what language.
Yeah, Lingala.
Lingala,
Yes, I
okay.
can speak.
Oh, wow.
I
You
mean,
should
like,
have
I'm
a-
working towards having a song with Fali Pupa.
Oh,
You
great.
know,
I
yeah.
think that would be great.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm saying, the music is evolving, but for a long time we've also had this Senegambian. We were in the Senegambian box, where Gambian music was only felt by Senegambia
Yeah.
and Senegambians in the diaspora. You can't. I mean, I was in Johannesburg one time, and I got asked like, "Yo, where are you from?" Da, 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 da. And I was like, "I'm from Gambia," and those people didn't even know that
Where
Gambia
Gambia is.
was a country.
Oh, wow.
You understand? But don't mind South Africans; they're in there.
They're in their
Shout
own
to Joe
zone.
Rogan. But it just shows you now the word is spreading. And where I see Gambian music, we're moving away from that box where only Senegambia and Senegambians in the diaspora are feeling our music. You understand? Other African countries gradually are beginning to catch on. Oh, yo, Gambian artists this, Gambian artists that. Oh, these people are actually dope.
What do you think is lacking though? Because I mean, we see a lot of people in other countries doing really great. Even their upcomings would just come out viral, all over the world. But Gambians, as an artist, have been trying, but their music stops here within that region. What do you think is the problem?
I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was the United States of America.
but
It took
we're
the
in the
United
21st
States
century now.
200 years before
It's
they
not
became.
like we in our old days where, I mean, you
But
would
the
say...
process never changes. Development just.
That's why I'm asking you the question. Why did the process didn't change? I mean, where is the problem coming from?
There is a number of problems. If we begin to enter into the problems, the playlist will turn into the problem list.
No, but you can summarize
yeah,
and say
I
whether
will
it's the
totally-
people are not supporting or the
There's-
artists themselves
there's
are
a
not
number.
good enough.
You're
or what
asking
is it?
for examples. Let's say the internet, for example, in Gambia. Let me just, a relevant common problem right now.
Yeah.
Gambia doesn't have good internet. You understand? You send a YouTube link to someone to load it is even a problem.
Okay.
Let alone major problems like not having a copyright bureau. You understand? Artists not getting royalties, not having professionals in the country that really know the music. Like my manager, for example, Odima Tatal, I think the whole Gambia knows Odima Tatal. She's a professional. She has like 20 years under her belt working with artists like Sizzla, understand, M1, sorry, of Dead Prez, Luciano, and a bunch of, other artists. People like Sunline Music, Hakeem. Those are professionals. Those are people who know the music industry and who know they know the direction the music industry takes on a larger scale. How many people like that do we have here in Gambia?
Well, are they coming out to support? Like, I mean, okay, many people would say these artists haven't reached out to me, so I'm just going to fold my hands and, relax. But do you think these people that we have here that had experience with all these people, if they had come out, form a body where they would support these young people and connect them to the people that they needed to connect to, the music scene would have changed, a little bit.
Again, the music scene is really changing, and shouts to the fans. The fans are the ones pushing it.
It's changing in Gambia.
In Gambia.
Yes.
But
it's
there's
not
a lot
changing
of...
in Senegal. For instance, if you go to Senegal and mention, let's say if you go to, let's say, Ghana and mention Omid Wisdom, do you think they would know you there?
At this point right now, no.
Okay, so...
Not on a wide scale. But again, like I was saying, the structures that needs to be set in place.
And who needs to set the
The
structures?
professionals. But the Gambia doesn't, first of all, Gambia doesn't have enough
Do you think
professionals.
the government
Let me
needs
give
to
an
be part of
example.
it as
If
well?
for the government's part, let's say, you know how they do with the Cuban doctors, how they bring Cuban doctors here and they put them in houses, give them funding to add value to the health sector.
Yeah.
They could bring engineers and promoters and professionals,
Yeah.
create the same settings for them. Let's say a 1-year period, pay them, all right, this is what we want you guys to do for the Gambian music scene. These are things that the government should do. In fact, they should holler at me. I have very good plans, You guys can pay me and we can make it a reality.
So you can make it happen.
Yeah, those are creative steps that the government can take. You understand? That's why I said it's a long list of problems, but these are little stuff that can be looked into, and so we can have more change in the direction we want to go.
So I understand that you've been quiet for a while.
Yeah.
Because
About the whole of last year.
Yeah,
basically.
we haven't seen you in shows. We haven't seen you in...
I lost my mother last year.
Okay, so...
I lost my mother last year. Prior to that, I was nominated the year before for Video of the Year.
Yeah.
My song Hurt Like Someone Was Buzzing, you understand? My song Takani Janta was on G Life magazine as a song for New Gambia during the impasse. That was, G Life called it a song for New Gambia. That was also nominated Collabo of the Year. The song Black Love was one of the songs that were used to, in the campaign against, the former president and stuff. So I've been very active. But last year I lost my mom.
Sorry for that.
It's all right. Rest in peace. I just have an extra angel watching me. So before that, I was moving from. I had a contract. I was signing with Jollof Arts. Shouts to Soul, by the way, who was giving me this opportunity to expand my musical reach. But I also had a record label called Money Empire that I'm signed with right now. That I was in discussion with, and so all that paperwork and all the stuff initially was part of the reasons why I was quiet. Because right now I'm trying to take my music, to this larger African diaspora. I want people in Ghana to
also hear you.
Wisdom.
Talking about that, have you worked with any international artists?
Yeah, I just recently did a song with an artist from Sierra Leone called Cardinero, who's actually the biggest hip-hop artist in Sierra Leone. Through that link, I went to Sierra Leone to do the show with Runtown and them. My single that I'm dropping right now is featuring Nix from Senegal. who happens to be one of the biggest hip hop artists
In
in
Senegal, yeah.
Senegal right now. He's got a large number of awards under his belt.
Right.
Last year, he won Video of the Year for his song Highlander. The
Wow.
year before, he won Best Album of the Year in Dakar. I have collabos coming out with prominent Nigerian artists that
Great.
everybody knows, but obviously it's in the pipeline. The song's already done, they're sitting in
Okay.
the studio.
Great.
So we have a lot of stuff lined up
Nice.
for the fans.
So let's talk about your music videos.
Yeah.
Compared to the normal Gambian standard music videos, we've
Yeah.
seen that majority of these artists would do the music videos that are expected based on the culture and, you know, the fact that when you do certain things,
What do you
people would
understand by
judge you.
culture?
I mean,
music itself is a culture of
Yeah,
its
I know,
own.
but then we understand where I'm coming with this is here in Gambia, there are certain things that you add in your music. People tend to feel like you're breaking the culture when it comes to the looks or the attitude. Or
Have you
those
been
kind
to
of
the
things.
town of views?
Yeah, well, I've been to the Tenebits. I've seen stuff, but you know,
Isn't
those
that,
stops there.
isn't that culture?
It is, but
What's
it
the
stops
difference
there.
between the
Let's
town
talk
of
about your
It
music
stops
video.
where? No, let's talk about the town of
Yeah, but the
for example.
Tanabes, I mean, you cannot, the Tanabes stop there.
Stop
I
where?
mean, back in the days, okay, maybe now people are filming things. Now, I mean, social media, it's a platform where it can make you or break you. I mean, we see a lot of stuff trending that are inappropriate and stuff like that. But, I mean, people tend to talk about it and that's it. But bringing it to the music part of it, compared to the Gambian standard of level, your kind of music, it's explicit. It's
Look.
explicit.
Take a camera, go to the town of views, film it, add my lyrics on top. That's my music video.
That's your music video. So you are the explicit kind of guy. Because there was a time you posted something on social media that when you post videos that are sexually, I mean, you know, it's sexually strong. You know, like when people see it, maybe in another country, people are okay with it. Like, okay, just scroll and pass. But
Okay,
here in Gambia, you have a lot of people that, I mean, would come on you like, hey, Omid, this and that, you know, trying to judge you.
No one comes to Omid. They know who Omid is.
Okay.
Omid is just
So that kind of controversial
crazy.
is what I'm talking about. Always coming with something that
for the
is
soft
so
for the softer heart.
explicit.
For the softer heart. Let me break it down for those who don't know me. For those who understand my journey, who know from my first album, Born Free. Let's not even go into my mixtapes. From my first album that was based on the United Nations Human Rights Declaration, most of the songs, you know, I didn't used to do commercial music at the time. And it goes back to me trying to say, do you know how hard it is for an artist who wasn't into commercial music at the time to still be as relevant as every other artist is doing party songs and club songs and stuff. Most of my music was based on advocacy work, you know, solution finding, social political issues and stuff. But even in that in that context, in that setting, I had songs that dealt with and projects that dealt with, for example, young girls getting pregnant.
Yeah, I've seen, I heard the songs and I think you did a great job.
Songs like
with it,
Condom Song,
Yeah.
you understand? Young girls getting pregnant and because they didn't know things about the morning after pill and a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
These are issues that are there in Gambia that we have to address. And I didn't only address some of those issues via music. We had projects. Like I had this project in collaboration with the SOS Mother and Child Clinic, where I gathered enough information about the morning after pill and other preventive measures, and I would be out in the streets talking to different young women, and like someone like I've never heard about. Someone would be like, I've never heard about the morning after pill,
So do you feel the morning after pill is not
This is
selling
one-
Omid as an artist, so I have to come to the explicit kind of
No,
stuff?
not at all. Because my thing is, as an artist, you are an embodiment of a solution and a problem. You understand, without being hypocritical. And in my solution giving days, this was just part of my journey
Okay.
at the time, giving back and stuff.
So your
But
journey at this point is
it's giving back to myself.
okay.
So
And giving back to yourself is
I mean, anyone who comes to me is like, bro, your music is actually making us like, well, go to the old music. The solution is already there. That's a perfect example if you want to take it that way.
right.
But if you listen to the music closely, I've never lost my depth.
Okay.
Because a song like Hot Like Summer, even though it has this raw, it's strong, sexual,
Yeah.
but if you listen to all my songs deeply inside, you will see elements of maturity. Like a song like Hot Like Summer, I'm saying only you, me, I want, pandi cocky now. Finger in a ring, pandi cocky now. The way you put your thing, pandi cocky now. Finger in a ring, for the African context, is whatever bonding you're having with a woman, let it end up in marriage.
Okay.
So there's always that righteous, that self-conscious expression in the music, but people don't listen. They're just gonna hear only you, me. I want pandi cocky. I'm like, hey, say Simon, cocky. But listen to the next line, finger in a ring, pandi cocky now. So so most of my songs are like that. So I have songs like Boom Bada Boom as well. One like you got the hot boom boom boom, but I got the boom bada boom boom boom. If you listen inside the song, I speak on the woman, her style, being bad and bougie and not making a man, not taking style from a man, not just giving a pum pum everywhere and stuff. You understand? So there's always that balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So let's talk about your projects now.
Yeah.
Do you have any projects that you're working on?
There's a couple of singles that we want to drop. In the near future, I might give them another mixtape. But I have a video that I'm dropping in a couple of weeks, and I have a release party for it. I'll send the invitations out to those concerned.
Okay.
And you're invited as well.
Yeah, I'll come.
To the Nobilai release party.
Nice.
Nobilai is dropping soon. Promo is out, and this is one of the reasons why I'm here, to promote the new single with Nyx called Nobilai.
Okay.
It's actually becoming a hashtag on the internet.
Great.
Where women are posting their pictures and Nobilai, and the women
Yeah,
are very.
I see it. I see a lot of thick women. Are
Yeah.
you a thick woman kind of man?
No, I am a natural woman kind of man.
Okay.
I am. You're married. Let me not go there.
So-
But yeah, you get my point.
Yeah, I get it. So I understand you do beatbox, and I'm not sure many artists are doing that. So how did you know how to do beatbox, and are you currently using it in your new projects?
I mean, every artist is unique in their own way. You understand? Me, beatbox, starting off as into the hip hop culture. Beatbox is something that is part of the hip hop culture. It's part of the elements of hip hop, and being a serious follower of the hip hop culture is something that I learned starting growing up, and I just had a natural gifting for beatboxing. But like I say, being an artist and an artiste is different. You have artists that can play instruments.
Can you play instrument apart from?
I can. I make beats.
Okay.
I produce. I've studied music.
Okay.
I've studied music, language, but for me, I'm more of an unorthodox player with, let's say, the keyboard, for example,
Okay.
or with any other. I know the music language, and I do imply it. I did put it in,
Okay.
but I don't like to box myself into that orthodox knowledge of instruments. So yeah, I do play the keyboard, but in a very unorthodox way. However,
Okay.
I feel I'm like this producer Swiss Beats, and it's
Okay.
just yeah.
Oh, when you whip,
Yeah.
when you whip, I can transform, yeah. I can transform, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Okay, can you give some?
Sample of beatbox.
Yeah.
All right, I need my microphone up like this.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Mic check. Let's go. How does it sound like in your ear?
I like it. I like it. How do you do this? I mean, what exactly? Which part of your
You want to
muscles,
learn?
your lungs, yeah, can you
I'll
me?
teach you how to do the snare.
Yeah.
Take your teeth.
Okay.
and your tongue. Put your teeth in between your tongue,
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
Right. You see how that feels like? Now, there's a sound that goes like,
Okay.
wait.
I hope I won't choke.
There are different snare sounds. And
Okay.
I was like,
Should I do that?
right. So you take your tongue in between your teeth and you pull it back, and then you
Okay.
suck air at the same time.
Okay. That's right. Go.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, everything is.
I think if I do that, I'll swallow my tongue.
you might, but everything is a learning.
So I'm afraid if I try to do the beatbox singing, I might swallow my tongue. So I'll let that pass.
It's actually it's quite easy.
Yeah,
And
well,
with
maybe I need a lesson with you. When I get to know how to do it properly, then I can come on cam and show it to the people. But currently, right now, if I try it and swallow my tongue,
that's fine.
That's the end of the show.
That's fine.
Right. So let's also talk about you as an artist, because branding is very important.
Yes.
And majority of the Gambian artists here are having problems when it comes to branding, because brand is one thing that makes people know you wherever you go. How well are you branding yourself as an artist to compete the international market?
I mean, right now, my team and my label, Money Empire, actually have a proper branding plan for a lot of my works as of now and the future. For those who know me as someone who's into advertising, for example, I have that world where I'm very well known for advertising and advertising consultancy, because you see, branding is just people knowing you and being excellent at one thing and another thing and another thing.
Right.
You understand? So I'm very well known over there. And for those in the poetry world, obviously, I branded myself as an excellent poet. Understand? So, and yeah, it's growing and it will continue to grow. Yeah.
How about building yourself, your social network? Like we find it very difficult here in the Gambia.
Yeah.
When you want to research artists. So, like, for instance, today I want to research about who Omid Wisdom is. You find it difficult to find anything on the internet. And as an artist, I think one very important key element is making information about you accessible to people that are out there. How well are you working on that?
I mean, before I used to be, I have this artist that I really used to listen to, and we had, his name was Mos Def. For those who come from the hip hop culture, they'll know who Mos Def is. I had a similar likeness to Mos Def, where back then I only did interview when I had something to say. You understand? For me, respect has always been more important than fame and clout seeking. You understand? So right about now, I do a whole lot more interviews. You understand? Music is a mission. You understand? And on the internet, I've had and I have a lot of my information accessible, readily accessible to the public. I had a marketing management team I was a part of before I signed to Money Empire, based in the Netherlands. And my sounds and my music is on a lot of platforms. My interviews, my bio, my press kit is on a lot of different, from Choice Radio UK, understand? I've been interviewed by Norwegian journalists and different journalists. So on the internet, my presence, if you Google me, there's a lot of stuff about me.
Okay.
Understand?
If you Google him, you'll find a lot of information on the internet for Omid Wisdom. Let's take that short commercial. We'll be right back.
Dreaming of owning a property in a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood? EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan, or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Sea View Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
Welcome back after that short commercial. You're watching The Playlist, and it's your girl, TZ, holding it down for you. And my guest today is Omid Wisdom, a Gambian slash Congolese artist.
An African artist.
An African artist.
A universal.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm looking forward to seeing you that kind of, Congolese kind of
Oh,
dance.
I have a song like that.
You do?
I have a
That would be
Afro.
nice.
I have an Afro
Can
trap
you
song.
do the Congolese dance? The I don't know. This is shaku shaku. I'm so
I like the shaku shaku. No, you need to you need to understand.
Again.
Again, it's music is it's not a border thing. Music has no borders. It's that. So really taking it as Gambian music and Congolese music or Guinean music and Nigerian music. Gambians are doing Afro beats now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, white people are doing Afro beats now.
Yeah.
So really, there are no borders to music. As long as the music is good, it's good.
Right. So you have a new manager now, Olita Shas to you. What value has she added to your music career as of now?
I mean, considering the fact that I wake her up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get things done, and she actually listens to me. Like, yeah, a lot actually. Like I said, she has a lot of experience under her belt, and she brings that experience to the table. Yeah.
So
She's
is she trying to connect you with working with artists here in the Gambia? Because I barely see Omid to organize his own shows. Like, see a flyer next month or next week Omid is performing at Pinch Me Hall, or Omid is more of a record artist that just makes videos and send it to people. Are you guys working on that?
No,
like actually, shows.
Actually, that dynamics is very interesting because, like I said, coming from the days when we created the cipher and everything, shows are things where I've done a lot of shows for a lot of artists. I've been on a lot of shows. But then, again, if you look at the dynamics of the music I was doing at the time, if you look at the born free music, it not being commercial music, not being danceable music.
So you can't stage a show in those
I
kind of songs?
I did stage a show. I released an album actually, and I had a show for it and everything, and it was very nice. I had a lot of people that came that were into what I was doing at the time. But you see, the young people, that is not really their thing as much as the hype and the dance and everything.
Yeah.
But obviously, like I said, I was on a mission.
Maybe you could have did dance song and then still advocate for that condom thing and say, use condom, wear it every day, use, kind of stuff to just put the message out there.
Man's not a fool, man's not an idiot. I mean, obviously at the time, like I'm saying, I actually used to be even more of a serious person as an artist, but obviously the seriousness in the message at hand and what we were able to achieve. I'm very happy with that stage of my life as an artist because of the things that we have achieved, from paying school fees for young people, giving people hope, giving people a life. Like, we've done a lot. That's, if we have to go into that, that's another detail.
Yeah,
so because it was a mission, I wasn't really focused much. I know when I'm ready for, all the hype stuff and the dance stuff and the party. If nobody parties harder than me. All my friends own clubs in this country.
Yeah.
For those who know me, these people come to the clubs, they see me sitting with the ballers. And they're like, well, isn't he the same guy who does like the advocacy music? But when you come to the real life setting, man's a big boy still.
Man's
So
chill,
yeah,
man.
you know, already. So nevertheless, everything is periodic. I'm not really sweating,
Okay.
you know, these things, or
Right.
I wasn't really sweating those things because, like I said, I was on a mission.
Okay. So, how well is your relationship with Gambian artists?
My
With
relationship
the Gambian artists?
my relationship with Gambian artists is pretty decent. It's very good actually. I have a lot of collabos with a lot of artists who, because of the mission I was on, most of the songs I did with them aligned with my mission for those that I invited on my songs. Like I have a song with Bai Babu called Cocorico. For those who know that song, it speaks to the government about the deportation of the young people and the Gambians from Germany and, you know, America at the time when obviously Barrow just became president. I have two collabos with G. I have a number of collabos out there, tougher artists. That was the song that was called A Song for New Gambia.
How about the upcoming ones like Jizzle? Jizzle. I don't
Me
want
and
you to come and tag
Jizzle,
me. He's
me
not
and
upcoming.
Jizzle is not upcoming.
Yeah,
anymore
like
in a long time.
Nobles, Hussein,
Oh,
Chandra.
I actually have a song with Nobles in the pipeline. I was
Okay.
speaking to them. No, me and Nobles, we have a developing, you know, relationship where.
So what do you think about these kids saying they're the boss, they're the king, they're the, you know, everybody ego tripping, giving themselves that high?
Have you ever heard me on a beef song where because a young
I think
person
you've been beefing with G before.
with
Have
G-
you ever had a beef with G?
I don't know if I should call it a beef with G. See, the relationship with G and La Cosa Nostra and Smoke, it was more of I would call it family thing.
Okay.
You understand? Just like how a brother and a sister would argue, and now you've
Okay.
argued with your sister and your brothers,
Yeah, I
if you
did.
have brothers.
But
and
I'd
sisters.
never put it on a record though.
Yeah, but obviously, no. Actually, G has never put it on record and beefed me.
Okay,
It
never
was
did.
him and Ace.
Okay.
You know the Killer Ace and G
Yeah, I know
saga?
Killer. Yeah, Killer Ace and G, then it moves to G and Big Far.
That's
and,
another
Yeah, that's another vibe.
dynamic because G
Yeah.
actually bigged me up on a track where he was like, you know, there was a fight that happened and, you know, some people ran and I was the only one standing. Like on the streets, they know me. They know me. There's several fights. You know, like what happens in the streets
Stays in the
streets.
Right.
You feel
Well,
me?
so now let's talk about your choice of music here in the Gambia.
Yeah.
Who are the artists you listen to, and which of their songs do you like to listen to?
I mean,
Maybe you can give me like four
4 artists that I listen to.
that you really dig their music
That I
and
really
you
dig
like.
their music.
Yeah.
I listen to everybody, but scantily. I
Okay.
wouldn't say there's any artist that I've really, right now, listened to their whole album from start to finish.
Why is that so?
Why is that so? Because man is just busy, you know? Like,
Is it because you think they're not good?
no. Come on. Contrary to that,
Okay.
I think they're very good. Like, I show a lot of them love. Like Attack, I like Attack's music. Attack
Okay,
is
which of his songs?
some of the diss songs, I
Is
guess.
it Badu Jack?
Battle Jack with Bye Babu is good.
Okay.
The video is always good as well.
Okay.
Suma la men 100 kg man bangi ñaari témèr ñetti témèr su lay tal nga laaka arab rax ci séréer wax bu lap ci diggi géej par force day réer attaque mooy yàlla géem bi kuma bañ a jaamu doon nga xeefeer na deret tuuru te na jooru boy ndax mooy sa njarte attaque im punchlines lay rotal at bi comme baatu gerte hey Badu Jack oh yeah ma Badu Jack rapa bi ngeen yaakaar lay tama si boñam betu ñaak Badu Jack Hole ma Badu Jack Good of me batul attack Fogu ma boy nga repa batula Bay na di compete Ndax tay aw ma morom Ndax my king sisters di chin legale ma ko xorom Ten do bëgg na tay tay Caabi buntam may borom Kon waxat sa ndoo bi bum ngaali Aya single sorong fansa dukuti dundi dakati pundi chapel dundi maxi robi di yabi gainde baxali def ko zombi zombi gay def ko zombi bul xapati yoko gom li bala ma merati nekk zombi
man waxoon naa ne like father like son dara du doy fi dama condamné jënd book bi dal rapay ABC den jafte te duñ tufli ndax attaque moo rax fi seen maçon tax bi daa daanu ndax baabu moo toj fi
I like Hood Kid. Hood Kid got a nice flow. There's a lot of, I mean, I talk to a lot of them on, if I show you my phone right now, a lot of them come to me.
Yeah, maybe just give me a list of them so we could include it. Like, because we have this segment in the show called The Playlist. Actually, the main purpose of The Playlist is for us to be able to find out your choice of music here in the Gambia.
My playlist.
Your playlist of Gambian music here.
My playlist of Gambian music is from those who are a bit older to those who are a bit younger. It's a mix. I mean, it starts from Infang Bondi. I listen to Infang Bondi. You understand? Same way I would listen to Big Rose. I was in Big Rose's show not too long ago, Blessing Up Dipakunda. You know, same way I would listen to, I mean, my playlist changes.
Okay.
My playlist
so
evolves.
Give us four. Badu Jack of Attack, Ifang Bondi, which of their songs, do you know any?
Saraba is a very
Saraba.
good song.
And then Big Rose.
Big Rose, I just like all his freestyle. That's why.
Mustik, ñu dama drame yi léegi dam ko tooga ñor na fi dara du fi sedda parce que sama furno boy na yow ma la daxa rap yow la tel fii nii dem be koy na sa bat ba dafa bëri moo tax yow sa kaddu mooy na xool ma ni bay ma ni kos man de dama spécial mun na fee def dara comme yow chef de sibérial yaay auto-tune sama voice bi mi ngi natural nga ñëw pour jàng rap te Rosé mooy sa lecturer man bu ma yeewu fekk yaa ngi toog sa pooju yaay te di ma fay bàyyi force comme sa boru yaay yow da nga repa da nga mel ni comme ki dóori ñay man real nigga la kuy si fekk ma sori waay dégg naa benn fake label ñoom dañoo la sign waxal ma ñooñu ak ñooñu yëpp maa lay gën a fine góor jigéen nga yow dégg naa ne da ngay digga waañ mun nga tàccu ak kebentu comme ku dee añee paañ sa ram yi daf ma reeloo comme ni ku ñu coxotaan sa gel bi tamit dafa am i xeetu poxotaan ma dis ka yow nga feebar teg si la si hôpital may som bi naan ngay laal mi naan xe doom haram sa boppu maam xaalis duy wax si poos mais dinay feeñ si kalpe weccit bu ndaw bi nga yore man yor naa si dampe comme bu muñ dampe ma lay jàppa di la pinti pamte dégg naa demoo mbaar jaay sa yaay moo la salde yow xamoon nu ñuy rabbe danga war a jàngi waar sa album bi nga génne fan si dañ ko sànni waar
one last song.
This would be maybe from someone that's a bit.
Or me? Do you like my songs?
I don't know any of your songs.
That's because I don't have
You know, my thing, I wouldn't say, you know, I'm not a partial person. My favorite, it changes. Something can be a favorite tune today, and then I have another. It's a feeling. Music is a
feeling. So I'll just take that 3 from you then. All right, so lastly, what?
I like Bahamas music.
Bahama.
Polyman is my boy. We talk all the time. I like Polyman's music, DMB.
Okay.
Ajana.
Nice.
That's one of
like
my favorite songs,
yeah.
actually. Ajana.
Ajana.
Oh, darling, darling, darling. Oh, darling, darling, darling. Oh, darling, darling, darling. Oh, darling, darling, darling. Yeah, my boo. Ajana, na, na. Ajana, na, na. Ajana, hi, hi. Yeah, my boo. Ajana, na, na. Ajana, na, na. Ajana. The first day I set my eyes on you, to the des my journey. Garombo ma di dem on your way. How my fun, la la day.
So what are you going to say to your fans out there? What should they expect from you? I mean, what would you just
I mean,
Tell them.
definitely a lot of new videos, crazier videos than Hot Like Summer, with more girls. You know,
It's here. That's your camera, right?
crazier videos. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to them. My thing, but yeah, crazier videos than Hot Like Summer.
Okay.
Nice videos like Black
I guess
Love.
that would be hot than
Hotter
volcano.
than summer.
Hotter than volcano. Eh.
Cold like winter.
Yes.
And talking to her and her people too. Serious thing. Yes.
No be lie.
No be lie. Yes. So yeah, the crazier videos than Hot Like Summer. That was going into that. Songs like No Be Lie.
Okay.
That have a lot of women, a lot of models, you know, a lot of good vibe.
Bubblegum.
You know, but how do you know about
Chewing gum?
Chewing
I
gum,
know.
baby.
I remember you wanted me
Oh
to
yes,
be.
I wanted you to be. You know, you're in my video, Hot Like
Yes,
Summer.
hot like summer. I
Yeah.
know one thing for sure. You always want me to be on your videos. But it's rather unfortunate that I'm married now, and
yes.
then, yeah.
I mean, shouts to your husband really holding it down. And you're an amazing person as a model. And no, let's not go into that. But yeah, I wanted her to be in my video, No Be Lie. Because Chingam Baby was actually shot in Dakar.
Okay.
It was shot in Senegal. Some of the models there are in like Davido's videos.
Okay.
And some of the prominent artists, their videos. So like big girls,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Great.
But yeah, that's next. But No Be Lie is what's about to drop right now. Yeah, you can find No Be Lie is about to drop. You can find No Be Lie on digital platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Xbox, Deezer, you know, the whole nine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so go and find Omid Wisdom and his latest songs.
Follow me on
all,
Instagram.
yes,
to
follow
stay
him
updated.
everywhere on social media and get to know his latest projects. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Omid, for coming to the playlist. It was a pleasure having you
Are you going to be on my
here.
next video?
Yes.
You need to talk to your husband.
Yeah, that I'm not sure about. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming through.
Totally.
It is a great pleasure having you here. And also thank you to our viewers out there that always support the playlist, making it your own show. We're happy that you follow us every Saturday on Kerr Fatou, and do keep it locked till we come your way with another interesting artist or whatever any person is doing out there, entrepreneur, whatever you call it, to bring it to you guys on the playlist. Thank you. I'm your host, Sally, and bye. Mwah.